Welcome to Birdseeds, and as always, thank you so much for being here. School's back in session. I've got my schedule back in order. Things are looking good. I'm going to be consistent. I just built out actually this morning, like what my daily routine would look like. I'm making sure to add a lot of flexibility into the day because in my world, things change, appointments get booked at random times, settlements happen. I don't have control over that stuff. So I built kind of a schedule where I block some time for this or for that, but I've got tons of flexibility in there to make sure it gets done. Just started using an app called Motion AI, which is like a calendar app that syncs all my calendars together with all the different ventures I have and all the different things I have and all the kids' sports and all that kind of stuff. And what I really like about it, and this is not an ad for them, I'm just really happy with this product, and I just got done really kind of getting it set up for me finally, now that I have a routine again, is that you get tasks. So number one, it's got a meeting, AI meeting listener. So to pull tasks out of those meetings, you create your own projects and tasks, you set them in there. And then what it does is it puts those tasks in your calendar in the voids that you have in your calendar, right? So you can kind of set like, hey, at this time I want to do these kind of tasks, at this time I want to do this, or just general. And then if you check them off, obviously they're done. If you don't check them off, it just moves to the next void in your calendar and helps organize your day. And then you can set a deadline on it. And so that deadline, it will like create an actual firm appointment in your calendar so that you get the task done. Super helpful in getting everything done. And again, just having some sort of organization and clarity to my day. I'm working back in the jamming in the morning. I'm working back in, so again, the jammings, the journaling, the aqua, the meditation, the movement, all this stuff. So all that's happening in my calendar on a daily basis. Again, it's not going to happen every day, and that's okay. Those things can move or they can get skipped for a day, but they're intentionally in there, and that is okay. I'm getting back to my 10 calls a day. Anybody that knows me in my business knows that I was a huge proponent about making 10 calls a day. Did the math, I figured out how much each call made me, how my business was consistent because of that. And frankly, I've fallen off of that. Just most things that I've done recently, just life gets chaotic and all those daily things and schedules kind of fell to the wayside. I'm committed back to making those 10 a day, using this app. I put it in there. Again, the thing is, it was hard to put in the calendar because my day's different every day. It's just going to stick it in on a daily task every day, check it off when it's done. It has to be done that day. Its deadline is that day. So super excited to get this consistency back. I'm really looking forward to what it's going to do to just the consistency, the momentum, all that kind of stuff. But really, it boils all back down to last week's episode or 2 weeks ago when I was on track. But again, the podcast is getting worked in as a weekly task now. But it all boils back down to the theme of that episode, which was an amazing quote from Mighty Ducks 3 of all movies. And it really just boiled down to confidence. And again, just to recap that quote, to surmise that quote, it's basically saying it's easy to be confident when you're on the offense and things are going your way. It's really difficult to be confident when life's coming at you, when nothing seems to be working, when everything's falling apart. It's really difficult to be confident in those moments. And I've really let that kind of sit and resonate with me over the last couple of weeks. And I really go back to that as being one of the most important aspects of happiness, of success, of all those things is confidence. And there's a huge distinction between confidence and arrogance, right? Arrogance is not confidence. Arrogance is overcompensating for a lack of confidence. Confidence doesn't have an ego. It doesn't have a boast to it. It doesn't have a brag about it. It doesn't have any of that stuff. Confidence is just knowing it's going to work. Believing in yourself or believing in it. That's confidence. It's putting faith forward. One of my favorite artists, Seth Avett from the Avett Brothers, fantastic musician, fantastic human from all accounts, put out a new solo project. And I am blown away by it and his confidence. It is unreal. So he put out a hip-hop record. He's an Americana artist. They do bluegrass, they do rock, they do just general Americana. He put out a hip-hop record, and it is amazing. Not only did he have the confidence and the thought process to get out of his comfort zone and just create something that he felt, just create art. He had that ability to say, forget the naysayers, forget my self-doubts, forget all that stuff. I believe that I have a vision and I can make this happen. That alone is unbelievable. But then he had the confidence to put it out to the world and release it as a record. Holy cow. It's like, it is an amazing product. It's totally outside of my normal realm. It's totally outside of the realm of the fan base. It's got mixed reviews from some of those people. But I listen to it for what it is, not for what I expect it to be based on who did it, but for what it actually is. And I am absolutely flabbergasted and blown away by how good it is. And it's because he was confident. If he was hesitant, it would have been terrible. If he didn't lean into it all the way, it would have not been good at all. It would have come across as being trying to do something to get attention or fake. And it is exactly the opposite of that. It is just true passion. So I commend him. I'm going to do some of these deep dives on at least one or two of these songs because the lyrics on it are just unreal. Just so good. So good job, Seth Avett. Proud of you. Love the record. Can't wait for the vinyl. Should be delivered this week. Can't wait to put it on the record player. Great work as always. Keep it up. That band in general, they're so confident. They're not they're not egotistical. They're not, braggadocious or anything like that. They're just confident in what they do. And what I find on their records for the most part is when it comes out, I go, it's pretty good. I like the old stuff better, but it was pretty good. The more you sit with it, the more you hear it, the more the world catches up to them, the better those records get. And that is a sign of true art. If it's just trying to match what is kind of popular today, it can be great and it can be art, but it's not true art. True art is leading the way. And I find that their music always sounds better in reverse because it's kind of pushed the envelope forward. So awesome band. That's why we've seen them so many times. Can't wait for New Year's Eve down in Nashville. Anyway, just kind of a quick little jump in here today to say confidence and consistency is the key for the rest of my year. Let's go. Let's get it done. Thanks for listening. This is Joe Bird. Have a wonderful day.